All right, cool. So this is going to be the entry candlestick video. Now, when price breaks in, so let's look at this. Number one, when price is above the 13, when the 13 EMA is above the 50, okay, that means we're looking for buys. If the 13 EMA is below the 50, that means we're looking for sells. Okay. So, one thing I want you guys to keep note of. Anytime, they call this a breakout candle, but anytime the bullish candle, like let's say the 13 EMA is underneath, like price is underneath the 13 EMA and it breaks up, that could potentially, that is a buy, like that's a buy opportunity. I'm not gonna buy right here because the 13 EMA is still below the 50 SMA. I would do that when the 13 EMA crosses above the 50, because that means that we're looking for buys. That means, we're on an uptrend, and as you see, anyways. And so if price was like below here, the 13 EMA, and it went up above, I'm going to purchase. I need that 13 EMA to be above the 50 before I purchase. That's law. Now, I'm trying to find an example. Okay, so look, the 13 EMA is above the 50 right there. Price came underneath and then it closed above, strong. I want you guys to look at the candles. Like it needs to have a strong closure, not like kind of wick a little bit, like a little wick right there. Nah, don't do that. Don't enter that. And see when you buy. So what I'm doing when this candle closes, like 5 seconds before it closes, I'm going to buy. Okay, I'm going to put my stop loss right here, and this is me day trading. Even though I'm on a daily time frame, just imagine this is the 5 minute. I'm going to put my stop loss right there. I'm going to go for a 1-to-1. Boom. So that would have been 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes trade. Okay, boom. That is the first thing that you're looking for to enter the market, right? Okay, so just like before, I'm going to, let me go to, and I'm not taking any credit. I'm not going to lie to you. I learned from, shout out to Doyle Exchange. This EMA stuff, like I got it from his channel. I am not taking any credit. The breakout stuff was from somebody in this community. That was like his strategy. The only thing I did was just add these two entry candles I'm about to show you, right? And then kind of like this thing that like the change of character, like this thing right here. That's something I literally identified and saw and just saw patterns. But everything, the foundation is from Doyle. I did not create the strategy. Well, I did not create the concept, but in terms of what to look for, yeah, change of character. So let's look at this. This is a strong high because it broke that previous low. Anyways, boom, that's the change of character. We need that. We need the 13 EMA, which is cross right there. Boom. Okay, and then the breakout entry. Boom. Make sense? Cool. Now, the other thing you want to look for. So let's look at this. Price came up, came down, came up, broke that high. This is a strong low. So that just means when this low, and I look at the body, when that body, the low bottom of the body, when price closed beneath that, I don't want like a wick, I want like a stronger candle. That's how I identify a change of character. Because it can wick and you might be like, oh, we're on a downtrend, but then it keeps on going up. Like you entered for a sell and you get stopped out. So that's why I want something strong like this, or really like that. Okay, that lets me know. And then, so we're looking for sells because we have that change of character, right? Price was on an uptrend. Now we're on a downtrend. Okay, check mark. We want the 13 EMAs to cross below the 13, below the 50. Did it right there. Cool. Now check this out. Tips, engulfing, or breakout. We went over the breakout. Now let's go over engulfing candle. Engulfing is very simple. The body of the bearish candle in this situation, because we're looking for sells, we want to compare the bearish candle to the bullish candle. Okay, the bearish body is bigger than the one on the left. That is a bearish engulfing, and then I'm going to enter when price breaks underneath that right there. Okay, I'm gonna put the stop loss above the engulfing. 1 to 1 is my first TP, and then my second TP is some form of liquidity. So that would be my next form of liquidity. That would be a 1 to 4. Anyways, that is the second candlestick I'm looking for, or the second entry. Now tips. This is my favorite because this one is, the win rate is just ridiculous on this. And I'll explain why. Now, you're not going to see this anywhere because this, I'm not even going to explain the story because that guy is funny. But nonetheless, I learned this from somebody. I paid like $10,000 for this mentorship. And he taught me tips. It's just something he might have lied, I don't know. But he was like, yo, this is not on the internet. It's nowhere. It's probably called something different, right? But he just calls it tips. Now, let's go over it. This low broke this high. So this low is a strong low. You see that change of character at the bottom of the body. Draw a line. Cool. That's a strong candle closer, so that's a change of character. We're looking for sells. Change of character. You see a 13 cross below the 50. And then we want to see a break and retest. So with the engulfing, I don't know if I didn't say it, but you want to make sure. Where's the engulfing candle? You see how it broke and retest? That's super important. You want to see a break and retest and show one of these entry candles. So if you're doing a break and retest, right? Not the breakout, because the breakout you enter, right, when it breaks above. But for the break and retest, for the break and retest, it broke the 13, it crossed underneath. Cool. Engulfing candle, that's the candlestick that you want to look for. The second candlestick that you want to look for is tips. Now tips is, you want, let's say we're looking for sells. We want to pay attention to the top portion of the body. So the top portion of the body has to be like side by side or kind of near each other. I'll explain that in a second. So you want to compare the one on the right to the left, and the wick has to be above the one, has to be above the previous wick. So if this body is like down here, that is not tipped. The top of, if you're looking for sells, the top of the body has to be near. If it's like this, that works. If it's like this, no. It has to be kind of near it or right beside it. And then the wick, the one on the right, has to be larger than the one on the left. So this one right here, you see how the top, we're not comparing the one at the bottom, that's for buys, but we're looking at the top, it has to be near each other, and then the wick has to be bigger, the one on the right has to be bigger than the one on the left. You enter when price breaks that previous low of this candle. That candle's low, right there. So price closed right here, it enters right here, it's coming down, that's when I'm going to enter. Stop loss above the previous wick right there of that tips candle. Okay, 1 to 1 for TP1. And then you go for some type of liquidity. So for me, that liquidity is where I'm going. That is a 1 to 4. Cool. Anyways, that is tips. Now, if we're looking for buys, I'm looking for a break and retest and then change of character to the upside. That's disgusting. The 200 is not where it needs to be. Anyways, trying to find it really oh, that's XRP. That's fine. Let's look for gold. Gold. Okay. Let's look for a change of character. You see how it broke, but it did not. It retested, but it broke. That's not good. We do not want that. If it breaks again, see how it's just, that's not what we want. We want it to like resist that 13. Like that's gambling if you want to enter a trade around there. No, we needed to reject. I'm trying to find a good example. All right, cool. Cool. So check this out. This high broke that low. This high did not break this low. That's not the high that we're looking at. We're looking for this high to be broken. Change of character. And then we need the 13 EMA to be crossed. She did right here. Cool. And then for tips, we want the bottom of the body. So we see a small little body. You see how it's kind of near each other? That's still fine. You see the wick at the bottom is longer than the one on the left? That is what we're looking for. So when price comes here, and I see this is golden to me. I'm going to enter 101. That's going to be my first TP. Okay. And then my next TP is going to be some form of high. So I can either do this high because that's where liquidity is resting at, or this high because that's where liquidity is resting at. I can do 2, 3 TPs if I want. I want you guys to just stick to 2 for now, just to make it simple, right? I'm gonna just make it simple and use this as my TP2. Now let's watch. Boom, I'm out. 7,300 in the bag. I might just keep on using this. I use FX replay. But anyways, that's it, y'all. Like that's like this stuff is like golden. It does not mean that you're not going to lose. No strategy is 100%, and that's like I wasted so much time trying to like find the perfect strategies subconsciously because when I would lose, like I would change strategies. Like you're going to lose, but this I want you to back test it yourself. I'm not going to tell you it has a high win rate. If you do everything correctly, get a checklist, change your character, EMAs, like learn this stuff, and then I want you to figure out the win rate because it is pretty high. It's like that. Okay. If you have any questions, put in the comments below. But that's pretty much everything. That's the 3 videos of what you need. Market structure. Over there, I talk about uptrend, downtrend, break of structure, change of character. The second video, I'm introducing the EMAs. I'm sharing the concept of like just the foundation, and then this I'm just the entry candle, the entry candlesticks or entry candles, whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna name it, but those 3 videos is all you need, and like it's all within an hour. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be posting live or whatever. I haven't figured out, but I'm going to be using this strategy. It's probably going to be in my Slack community. I'm not promoting anything. Like this is just free stuff. I do other stuff, right? But like I have a whole community. I'm not promoting that, but I don't know where I'm going to be posting like the live stuff. I'm not going to be sharing like, oh, I made 10,000. No, I'm not doing that. Ain't nothing wrong with doing that. Shout out to people who do that. But I ain't going to be doing that. At most, I'm going to be sharing percentages. Like for instance, let's look at this percent. I gained 4%. I am not going to be sharing any money. People go crazy, right? So nonetheless, and that's how you should think. If you think of percentages, like that's from like a business perspective. And I don't look at like how much money I made for the week, not even for the month. I look at how much money I made for the quarter, not even money, the percentage I made for the quarter, because that is a business perspective, right? You need to treat this as a business, not a hobby. That's just my perspective. Doesn't mean that I'm right. But I'm just kind of rapping at this point, just sharing just my thoughts. But hopefully this helps somebody out there. That is all you need. Like, back test it. Like, I'm not going to tell you the win rate. Just back test it. And then, yeah, good luck. Happy trading.